Thank you. Good evening. I will never forget that beautiful spring afternoon a little over 20 years ago. I was sitting in front of room 504. That was my room at the time. And I had, I was sitting on the lawn under a tree in front of room 50. Paul, do I get some sort of underscoring or something here?
No, Maryina, none of this last-minute stuff. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Daryl, I thought maybe some sort of special flashback lighting or something.
No, that's not how we do it at a professional theater.
I give them a little authority, and look what happens.
She always called herself steward. And she said, I don't consider myself a theater teacher, I consider myself a theater steward. That I give the tools to the class and they create. And they go where they need to go, and I just kind of help steer them along the way.
My freshman year of high school was Maryina's first year of teaching. And it was a wonderful time of just kind of figuring out what drama was all about here at the school. The school was only a year old, and it didn't have any history or traditions to speak of, so we were making them.
I hate parading my serenading as a brother.
I knew how special our drama department was when I was there.
When you talk to other people about their theater experiences, you realize how vastly different ours was than everyone else's.
We didn't even have like a legit theater. We had shared it with a cafeteria.
What Miss Herde really taught me is what a dedicated group of individuals can accomplish together when united behind a common vision, a common goal.
I think it's just the dancing and the costuming and really knowing all the different aspects of the technical work that goes into putting on a production.
The El Medina drama program is such a pride for me. I remember the experience of just being transported to another place and time during those productions.
Well, Midsummer was amazing. The wig that I had, I remember Andrew was very pleased with, and also he was like, it's like really expensive, so be really careful with it. And I felt like this thing had a life of its own. It was one of those pieces that you put on all of a sudden you become the character because you had no choice. You were, it was either that or the hair would go off and do the role without you.
My most memorable was probably Dracula.
Just thinking about the things that we did in that show, just with Chris Bonanni flying through the wall and people screaming in the audience.
That's where I established the moon crawl, which, if you don't know, is when Dracula is pulling Renfield back and Renfield is crawling forward but moving back. And I have booked 2 jobs from having that on my resume.
I thank thee, moon, for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright.
I remember for performances, if something happens on stage, like something drops or something happens that's not supposed to happen, to not ignore it, to use it with your character. I remember we were doing Midsummer Night's Dream, and I think it was a character, Bottom. He was talking about a mantle in his hand, and it was a scarf. So he was going to be using this in the scene, and for some reason, when it was on the floor, the lion dragged it out, so he was just miming, like pantomiming, like a scarf in his hand. So I just went out, in my old lady character, and I got the scarf back, and I handed it over to him. It was a pretty funny moment, but it worked, and I wasn't sure if I was supposed to do it or not, but Miss Herde said that was great that I did that and to not ignore things that happen.
During Bye Bye Birdie, there was a part where I had to walk by and say my lines. And the little pillar that was up came loose. So somebody had to stand behind there, but there was nobody close enough. So I had to stand behind and hold on to it with my fingertips, like hope I did not drop it on my friends that were in front of it. And I had to just scream the line from behind the little pillar that I was holding up. Like the lights went down to the next scene and I was like, what am I supposed to do now? Just stay here the whole show?
I remember during our town, there was a scene between me and Eric Seton, and Eric's playing the milkman, and he's got like his fake invisible cow.
So Nathan Rodriguez was the cop who was supposed to be like,
Yes.
I thought that was, and Nathan Hayashigawa and Eric Seton were supposed to be interrupted by Nathan Rodriguez.
Well, Eric says Nathan's cue, and nothing happens because Nathan never shows up.
First there's a beat, a monumental beat, a millennium-length beat, and then they begin ad-libbing.
Nice day.
Yeah, it is.
Sounds like it rained.
Yeah, lots of puddles.
So, how does the weather look?
Well, it rained so hard yesterday, I think it might clear up.
You feel it in your bones, huh?
Yeah.
You feel it in your bones.
Mrs. Herde came up to me afterwards, and we thought she was gonna be pissed, but she was like, you know what? I don't think they noticed. And Eric and I looked at each other and were like, I'm pretty sure they noticed.
There was some guy who was like, what the hell's going on?
During dress rehearsal of The Wiz, we had just finally gotten this counterweight elevator thing working. And we do the last number and we bring up The Wiz on his chair, and I'm underneath there and I start to feel things hit me in the face. Because one of the strands of our elevator had started to come undone. So I lifted up the platform and got underneath and put my feet up in the air, holding the chair up. And then they did the whole number, and at the end, the chair's supposed to go down dramatically, but it won't move. And I just hear from the back of the room Herde say, "Why isn't he going down?" And I shout from underneath the stage, "Because I'm holding him up with my legs! Can we please cut?"
We are filming. Tell us a little about some of your previous roles.
My most memorable one, I'll have to say, is this one that I just found. My old notes, my original Midsummer Night's Dream with all of my actor notes, these jewels of wisdom from Maryina.
The best advice I ever got from Mrs. Herde was the day she told me that before I got married, I should take the person I was planning to marry and 3 children and all of us spend the day together at Disneyland. It was excellent advice. And by the way, I'm still not married, and I think that's a pretty darn good thing.
The most practical things that she told me were to always follow my dreams, try not to electrocute myself, and try not to fall off of a ladder.
I guess over the years, I've always remembered this in the back of my head, is her at the back of the cafeteria screaming, "Ditchin!" I literally just did a theatrical show a couple months ago where I had to say a bunch of nonsense extremely fast. And people were coming up and saying, "Your diction is just impeccable. Like, you say things so fast, but you can understand everything that you're saying." Den Turn inte flagget eskeneske becket tude. Nebe nebe nesse nebe nacken, sinke rubelenka, siken hooking, kutte motor cooking, unge knuckle papa. Love daddy. Yeah, that's it.
I really credit Ms. Herde for taking this little, kind of a spoiled brat and showing her some work ethic, because it's carried me through my career and my life. You're only as strong as your team, and you cannot let anybody down. Like, it doesn't matter if you have like the Hershey squirts or if you had a bad day or whatever. No one cares during game time. You need to suck it up and be there for your team.
Miss Herde blocked that particular scene in Dracula where I actually had to seduce Josh Smith. And I'd never kissed anyone, never dated anyone. It was incredibly awkward. I had to move across to him on stage at one point, and she said, "I want you crawling, I want you to snake across the couch." I remember her saying that. And so she wanted me to move like a snake. She said, "I want you to slither." I watch that now and go, oh my God, I'm really like, I'm seducing. Like, where did that come from? I mean, I don't even do that now. I'm still incredibly awkward.
So we're saying here that Mrs. Herde seduced Josh Smith?
Possibly, yeah. Sorry, Josh.
In our town, there's a scene where I'm supposed to be crying because it's my daughter's wedding day. It was like a monologue where I was supposed to come out and there's like a spotlight on me and I'm supposed to talk about it. It was so emotional. And I just remember her just pushing me because she was like, I know that you have this in you, so just stop, stopping yourself. All through dress rehearsals up until the first performance, I was like, I just can't get there. I can't get to that point where I just, can get the emotions where they need to be and cry on cue. My contacts are really uncomfortable, so every time like even a speck of dust got in them, my eyes would water and they would just like go all over the place. So I was backstage with Kleenex trying to rub them around my eye to get like dust particles. I think by the second performance, I was able to, something just switched and I was able to finally get there, which I wouldn't have been able to do without Kleenex. Thanks, Kleenex. Without Maryina, I wouldn't have been able to do it without her encouragement.
The most important thing I think anyone can learn in life is that no matter who you are or where you came from, we're all in it together, and to be tolerant of everyone.
Mrs. Herde was the sponsor of a new club called the Gay Straight Alliance. And I didn't know who I was, what my sexuality was, anything like that, but I knew that that was a safe space I could go to. And that was pretty important for me growing up in Orange County, California.
She really opened my eyes to the fact that, people could be family to each other in terms of chosen family, and we could all have a lot of fun. But I think I really found my people in high school in Elmo drama, and it wouldn't have happened without Herde and the way that she brought people together and created a safe and inclusive place for everyone. And it was really special. I know a lot of people didn't have that experience in high school, especially if they were out in high school.
I was always able in room 426 to feel like I still had that safe space because of Maryina Herde. And to this day, I'm out and proud.
And that battle to get that recognition and that acceptance is a part of her legacy as well. So many of the things that were huge issues several years ago are completely non-issues today.
We felt like we could belong somewhere, and we felt like we had a community, a support group, a leader who embraced us.
That's still what I think sells the program to kids, is having a place where they feel safe, having a place where they can express themselves.
It's been referenced before that it was this island of misfit toys. Is that what was it? And it was just a chance to go and just know that you were okay.
It definitely gave me the courage to become the artist that I wanted to become.
Mrs. Herde was an inspiration, not just because she was a damn fine drama teacher, but because she was an excellent teacher. I saw that she connected with me and with my classmates and inspired us to be our best.
I think I'm not the only one who has the career they have because of her.
In El Modena, I met the best friend of my life, Tim Clark. Tim and I both graduated the same year, and we both applied with Maryina's encouragement and guidance to the Pacific Conservatory. I had a long career working opera and musical theater and as the prop master at several art centers.
You gave me a confidence in myself to do things that I never expected or anticipated that I would do as an adult, like going to New York City Council hearings and testifying, or being on the local news because I have to talk about work stuff, and not feeling afraid of that.
Mrs. Herde, it's Milo. I don't know if there are thanks enough for what you did for me and for all of us young El Modena kids going through the theater program, but I will say thank you, because I get to work in places like this because of what you taught us and what you taught me specifically when I was a kid, when I was a young actor. And I am forever grateful of that. Thank you, I love you, and congratulations.
Hopes are far between and few. Your soul cries out for comfort now, but your fears echo back at you. When there's absolutely nothing left, there's just one thing to do. You got to.
Hi, Ms. Herde. I just want to thank you so much for believing in me and making me understand my strengths. You were just inspiring and you're very influential, and I want to say thank you.
Mrs. Herde, thank you for everything. I definitely wouldn't be the person I am today without your guidance and your tutelage, and I wouldn't have gone to school for musical theater. And if I hadn't gone to that school, I wouldn't have met my husband, and I wouldn't have my little one, and I wouldn't be where I am today without you.
I didn't realize how lucky I was, and I do now. The dedication that she showed over 30 years of doing drama at the same program is huge. She changed a lot of lives, and she hugely influenced mine. I had a blast. So, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for being Mama Herde to all of us. I carry lessons from Drama 5 and from you as a person, as a woman, as an artist, with me to this day. And I love you so much for that.
I can't say thank you enough for taking a chance on me. And I wish they still had those summer shows so I could go back one more time as a thank you and help with sets.
Thank you, Ms. Herde, for always caring about your students and always taking an interest no matter what, whether it was personal or school life. I truly am thankful that you are in my life and that we're friends on Facebook still, and I love you.
Thank you for trusting me and treating us as adults before we probably deserved it. Having that opportunity allowed us to grow into adults before we would have otherwise. So thank you.
I would like to thank her for being that caring and transparent person who reached out to all of her students and who wasn't afraid to be herself, and also did such a good job of creating that sense of professionalism in the theater here, as well as that sense of community.
I love you, Herde. Happy anniversary. Thank you so much for everything you did for me. Being in your drama classes and involved in drama definitely changed my life for the better, and I really couldn't be happier to share this day with you. You're the best.
But I just wanted to let Maryina know how much I love her, how much I appreciate her, and how often Tim and I spoke of you. You know how much she loved you. And one of our biggest regrets is that we never got to make that trip out to Utah to visit you before he passed away this year. I love you, and I'm so glad we're all here together.
426, that room was an amazing place, an amazing family, and I'm so thankful for you, for the amazing mentorship, friendship, and all of the lives you've touched through education and the arts and being there for everyone. It's something that I will always cherish, and I love you tons.
I want to thank you because I think that's a rare gift that you gave all of us who went through your program, giving us the chance to find our voice as awkward teenagers. And I'm so appreciative to know you and to have been a part of this program. And I wish I could be there tonight, but congratulations and sending all the love in the world to you from New York City.
Many millions and billions and endless, countless thanks to you, Mrs. Herde, for providing that for not just me, but other people.
Mama H, I wanted to say thank you for everything you've done for all of us, for echoing the teachings of my parents of tolerance and giving me that at a young age and being able to carry that later on in life, for the ridiculous amount of confidence you gave me. I love you so much.
Thank you, Mrs. Herde, for my students, for the teachers who have worked for me, and for those that are yet to come. And most of all, thank you from a formerly skinny kid from Orange who learned that he could make a difference, just like you.
And I thank you for the love that you gave to all of us because I still feel it. And it definitely shaped the woman that I became.
Thank you. Thank you so much for changing my life and making me the person and instilling the work in me that I do. I wouldn't be able to do that if it weren't for you.
Thank you for everything that you've taught me during my years in theater arts at El Modena. Thank you for believing in me as a writer. The experiences that I had there, I take with me every single day of my life and in my career, and I will never forget it.
What's up, Mrs. Herde? This is Michael William Day, 1998 Drama Medallion winner. Congratulations on 50 years of Elmo Drama. Thank you for all your encouragement, guidance, wisdom, and support. I developed a love for theater because you treated your students with respect and you demand the best from them. And I think that's what set Elmo's drama department apart from all of the others. So thank you. I love you.
Diction. We love you, Miss Herde.
Reach on down.
5, 6, 7, 8. We love you, Herde. Oh, yes, we do. We love you, Herde. And we'll be true. When you're not near us, we're blue. Oh, Herde, we love you.
Are you ready? Are you ready to keep on going? Going. You gotta reach. 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 You gotta reach right down to the bottom of the soul. You gotta reach a little more. Reach right down to your belly. You gotta go a little bit lower. You got to be ready. 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 Oh, got to be ready. 'Cause a sweet, sweet dream never will
And now there's another 1998 alumna who I know's in this video, Brittany Ishibashi, and I want my part to be cooler than hers, so I'm gonna blow up a TV with a bazooka. What's up? Did Brittany Ishibashi do this? Don't think so. Boom! Here we go.